What's up, everybody? My name is Steve, the Okayish Gamer, and welcome back to part 2 of this very, very chill Let's Play of Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. For those who missed part 1, when we left off, we had just defeated Chill Penguin, the chillest of bosses, got the dash boots, and we are ready to make our way through these other seven Mavericks. Earlier in the last episode, I talked about how there's different ways you can go about tackling the bosses in this game. There I talked about boss weakness order, where you use the weapon you get when you defeat a boss to go to the next boss that is weak against. So if we were following that, our next target would be this guy, Spark Mandrill. He's a big dumb idiot. But it's not going to be that, because instead we are going to focus on reducing the amount of times we have to backtrack to various levels. This game has a lot of power-ups in it. We're going to be trying to get all of them. And some power-ups require weapons and power-ups from other levels. So our goal is to eliminate backtracking as much as possible. And we'll give the bosses a fair shot. We'll just be using the X-Buster, which is the default gun, for all of these boss fights. And then there are boss refights. Mega Man is famous for those near the end of the game. There we'll use the boss weaknesses just to show you kind of what happens. So our next target is actually going to be this guy, Storm Eagle. So let's do it. I mentioned this in the last video, but this is the first series for this channel, so we're still sort of trying to figure out where things are going to go. I don't have any sort of social media or anything set up for this account yet. It's pretty much just this YouTube channel, but there will be more coming, and I will link to those as they are available, and I will talk about them more as they become available. But for right now, it's just you, me, and all of YouTube. So Storm Eagle stage, it's in the sky, because he's a bird, and that's where he likes to be. This thing we just grabbed is an energy tank. Basically, if you're at full health and you collect a health power-up, it'll, instead of just going into nothing, will fill the energy tank, and then when you're about to die, you can use that to restore your health. And they're very useful if you're just kind of okay like I am. If you're very good at the game, they're not worth a whole lot to you. But if you're just kind of okay and you almost miss jumps like that one constantly, it's a good thing to have, because when a boss beats you up, and the bosses in this game will definitely beat you up, you definitely want to have that available just as a safety net. So here's the second capsule. We talked about these in the last chapter too. Dr. Light is dead. He's the one who made Mega Man X. He left these little capsules all over the place to give his sweet futuristic robot boy some power-ups when he needed them. And he hid them in places that he somehow knew would exist. Very smart doctor. So last time we got the dash boots, which is what are letting us dash the way we are, go at extreme speeds, grip it and rip it, because we are chill, but we're still extreme. It's almost in our name. So now we got the head power up, and it does almost nothing in the first Mega Man X. In later games, the head power-up does a little bit more, but in this one, it lets you break some blocks and some projectiles with your head, which is situationally useful because they force it to be useful, but it's really not like an organic thing that'll just help you in your minute-to-minute playing of the game. But that doesn't matter anymore. We're here. We're at Storm Eagle. This guy follows the classic video game edict of birds are jerks. He can be very nice, like he's being right now, and stay low to the ground where you can shoot him. Or he can do what he's doing now and soar into the air and dive bomb for an indeterminate amount of time. And he can literally do this as long as he wants. This is really solid. Alright, now he's coming back down so we can actually start hitting him again. That move is... It's the worst, and it only lets you get one shot off per cycle, and that's just sad. That was called a dash lemon. The little shots that X fires, the ones that aren't charged, are colloquially known as lemons. And if you dash forward while shooting the lemons, they do 2 damage instead of 1, which is why his health went down by 1 when I did a standing shot, and it went down by 2 when I dashed toward him. I probably shouldn't have skipped that since we're trying to make this beginner friendly, but we just got another very good power-up from Storm Eagle called the Storm Tornado, or Tornado Storm. Something about tornadoes. You shoot a big tornado out of your gun, and it's very, very rad and wicked tight. So our next boss, the second boss we'll be tackling in this chapter of this saga, is Flame Mammoth. Look at him. He's red, so you know he's fire, and he's a mammoth. This guy, you can see that the level's frozen. That is because we beat Chill Penguin already. If you came here before beating Chill Penguin, this would actually all be lava, and trying to do what I'm doing right now would just be instant death. That's a very cool thing in the first Mega Man X game, is that depending on the order you play levels, they can be very different. My controller is doing some weird thing where it's just not really hitting the right buttons. But right there, you want to dash, jump at a very precise spot to get up here to get your next capsule. And after this, we actually only have one more. This is the arm capsule. It gives us another level of charge shot. Like right now, we're charging up. It gives us one more layer of charge for our normal X-Buster. And it also gives us the very, very tasty ability to charge our special weapons to give them special shots as well. So now the game is going to show us we can glow pink and shoot out a ridiculously strong beam of pink balls. They are so good in this game. They punch through regular enemies. They're pretty good on bosses. They're just fantastic. And those blocks that we broke with our head to get into this power-up, that was one of the completely arbitrary things I was talking about, where that's the use they gave the head power-up. And we're about to do another one. I feel like they probably implemented this stage right after creating the head power-up and then promptly forgot about it, because almost everything the head power-up is good for just happened. So that was another energy tank. We are now at 2 out of 4 energy tanks and 3 out of 4 capsules. There are also hearts in every stage. So basically our goal is to collect all the hearts, all the capsules, and all the energy tanks in the game, so that we can, that's what makes it a 100% run. And then obviously we have to actually beat the game as well. These little knight guys, never been a fan of them. They're cool looking, but they're just a pain. They always stand in very inopportune spots. They're awkward because you can't hit them when they have their shield out. They're very not chill, very not in keeping with the spirit of this run. And I know I said we wouldn't be following boss weakness, but it actually so happens that Storm Tornado, there you go, Storm T, is this big doofus's weakness. So we can go ahead and just start hitting him with the tornado, and you can see that it's dealing much, much more damage than our normal gun would. And there is a way to get it so that it hits twice with each tornado, but I don't really know how to make that happen consistently. So I think we did it once or twice. But he's dead now, so that's pretty good. And I know I said in the previous video that we'd only be doing 2 bosses per video, but this only took 9 minutes, so we'll go ahead and we'll do one more. Cause you know what the hey, we're feeling good. We're in the mood. I skipped the cutscene again. That's where we get the firepower. It's basically a flamethrower. Now I don't really know where we want to go next. I feel like at this point it doesn't matter a whole lot. Let's go to Boomer Kuwanger, or Kuwanger, Kuwanger. I'm not really sure. Let's go with the French pronunciation of Kuwanger. I don't know if this is a real animal, but we can say, okay, Boomer Kuwanger, and be very topical and very, very funny. This guy's level is very vertical, but the reason we're doing this now is that his power that you get for beating him is a boomerang, hence the Boomer in his name. And it's actually needed to get 1 or 2 power-ups in other levels. So again, my memory of this game, I've played this game a lot, but not in recent times. So I have a lot of memories, but they are somewhat distant at this point. But his level's very vertical, as you can see. And you can also see the crazy power of the pink beam. It just shreds even these big turtles, which normally take quite a few lemons and limes and whatever you call the big like a big blue raspberry, I guess. In the future, in the year 20XX or whatever this is, they have those finally. They finally unlock the true blue raspberry. This is, you just climb up this elevator. It's an auto scroller. It's pretty chill. There's not much to do on it. You just sort of dash back and forth. You don't even really need to fight the enemies. This climb, when I was a lad, when I was a young man, I am now 32, but when I was considerably younger, like 7 when I first got this game, this part was an absolute nightmare for me, because as soon as an enemy leaves the screen, or where an enemy would be leaves the screen, it respawns. We're going to see that with this scorpion right here, and I was doing pretty much exactly what I'm doing now, where I would just repeatedly kill the enemy and then fall down so that their spawn would be off the screen. Oh man. And then they would respawn. Oh, this controller is just not working for me. And I know it's cowardly to blame the controller, but it's just not doing the directions the correct way that I would like them to be done. Son of a... This is very unchill of you. This is not the binaural Mega Man X ASMR experience that I had envisioned for you, dear watchers. But we're almost done with this vertical chunk, so we won't have to worry about grabbing ladders much longer. See, there's a heart up there. Those increase your maximum health whenever you pick one up. So we're going to go ahead and charge up the ice, make this ice sled, and it lets us get up here and grab this item real easy peasy. There is a cool speedrun trick called Iceless or Iceless Heart or something like that, where you can actually get that without the ice, as the name strongly implies. But I've only successfully done it once, and it took like an hour of trying it, which doesn't sound like particularly interesting content for anybody. And it quickly brings us down from being okay-ish, which implies, you know, we're not the best, but we ain't that bad, to just sad, just abysmal. So here we are. We're at the boss. We do not have the weapon that he is weak against. He's weak against the octopus's missiles, obviously. Octopuses are, in nature, the natural prey of the Kuwanger. So we're going to try to beat him with the Buster. We're probably going to die because we came into this very low on health. Yeah, oh, we're super dead. Yeah, we're wicked dead there. But that's okay. You know, that's why God gives us 1-ups. So that we can afford to make little mistakes like that. Let's get charged. Let's get real pink. Now we're going to go in there, our best selves, live our best lives, and murder this Kuwanger with his spiky little samurai head. I believe there is some way you can, like, stun lock this guy. It might just be doing this. Doesn't seem to be. Stop teleporting. Please stop teleporting. It's very frustrating when you teleport all over the place. Zero chill on this guy. So now we're going to use that sub-T we were talking about earlier to restore our health, because we're bad. Sometimes, you know, the nature of being okay-ish is that sometimes you're pretty good, and other times you're pretty not. But that's okay, because whether we're doing good, kinda good, or just bad, we have a good time. And now that boss is dead, and that is really going to be it for this part 2. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you really liked it. I'm shooting for gonna plan on about 2 videos a week. They won't always be me talking in this weird voice. I just decided to do this because I figure if you're with me through this, you'll be with me through anything. And here's a little cutscene that we skipped several times in a row. We got a boomerang. X shows it off and then teleports away. And there's our password screen letting me know it's time to sign off. We'll come up with a more set schedule for uploads, in the future. But thank you for joining me at the start of this journey. And I hope to see you throughout. Have a good one. Bye.